So guys, this video is going to be for both channels because I don't know if I have the energy to tell it twice. Hi guys, I'm Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, this video is a kind of a Sodom one. Sodom? Sad one? Yeah. I wanted to tell the story about how Spencer, if you guys don't know who Spencer is, oh goodness, buckle up. You guys, I went on a date with somebody whose brother was, I don't know the proper term for what Spencer was to me, whose brother was unalived. And I did one about, no, this isn't Cameron, by the way, who I've done other stories on. They're two different people. If you guys don't know, a slight backstory, Cameron was my childhood crush. I followed him around, wanted to marry him. I asked him out, I tried to propose when we were young, and he was like, Borkson, like, back it up, like we're kids. And I was like, but I want you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Kind of like what Jordan did doing this when I was like 12. No, Jordan was like, what, 8? I was doing this to Dame Jordan? No, this is the same garbage. Same kind of garbage over Jordy like a million trillion years ago. I was like 7, whatever. And I'm bringing this up, I better remember. Anyway, guys, so backstory is my childhood crush, his brother was and it was bad. It starts with an S and ends in ot, if you guys know what I mean. I did a whole video on that, but to explain it, you have to really watch the first video. I'm in the same outfit because it's the same day. My hair is damp because I got out of the shower. So guys, anyway, and from Cameron and his brother Vinny, I have trauma due to that. We don't know if Cameron did it. We don't know if Cameron walked in on it. I found 2 different reports. I'm not going to say what newspapers in either because that was what city I'm in and what state I'm in. Excuse me, guys, if I seem like a little hiccupy. Anyway, I didn't have dinner yet. It's almost dinner time. Okay, so anyway, guys, so about 9 years ago or so, has it been that long? Yeah, about 9. That'll be 10 years this Christmas. I wasn't feeling well, so I was sitting around the house and was like, I don't feel good, and I was going to go see this neighborlies I'm friends with. I got new shoes. I was going to make them waterproof, which I thought the thing to do, and something told me, guys, I woke up with my whole arm hurting me really bad, which it appears isn't normal, but my wrist joint on my left, this is my right hand, my left hand is very normal to hurt. It's where my disability is in my arm. Anyway, something tells me to stay down, Borkson, stay down. Thank goodness above. Guys, if there ever was a God, he was watching out for me. Because right where I was supposed to go, 2 young boys were robbed at point, and one was starts with S and ends in ot. Okay, through the heart. He collapsed over, and his neighbor at the time I was friendly with came out and was like, oh my goodness, a little boy got ot. And I'm like, what the heck? A little boy got popped. And I'm like, this ain't what happened, right? She said that his genitals, she told him about his little boy's genitals. She had to come visitation. She kept bringing up his genitals. How old is he? How old is he? Guys, story. I went to candlelight vigil. This whole situation was just insanity. It wasn't normal. And this whole time, I started having horrific. This is the case with Spencer. I started having horrific Cameron flashbacks. Like I said, Cameron was my childhood crush, whose brother passed away. I started having Cameron flashbacks, and my dad was very much alive, sane in his own mind at the time. He didn't have a stroke yet, and could drive around. And my dad was like, I don't want you having anything to do with this case. I'm afraid that this will bring flashbacks of Cameron and Vinny. Because when my brother came to visit real quick, I even said, Dad's friend is upstairs, and I don't want a Cameron and Vinny situation. And I whispered, guys, I can't whisper to save my life. I whispered to my brother, a Cameron and Vinny situation. A Cameron and Vincent situation. And he turned and said, stay out of Grandpa's room. He said, what did Aunt Borkson just say to you? He said, mind your business what Aunt Borkson just said to me. I told the kids that I did kind of want to say to them my dad's deathbed what I was saying to him, and they said it's something from Aunt Borkson's past. I'm not gonna tell you guys. Anyway, so the boy got taken to the hospital. The boy that got outside the house got popped outside the house, which is a crude way to put it, but anyway, He did not survive. It went through his heart. They tried to do surgery. He did not survive. Oh, by the way, this boy was Gavin. By the way, this one's Gavin. So it's a different boy. So Gavin got, and they robbed him, I'm pretty sure, too, an attempted robbery. It was just, and my first thing was, did Spencer do it? And I instantly had a dislike for the Spencer. I'm smiling at this video and it's not funny. I mean, instant dislike for the Spencer. I can't stand Spencer. I found a picture of them online, and it shows that, by the way, guys, I'm going to do a video on comparing Spencer to Cameron, because it's ghostly serious. Spencer, it said online, was the middle of the three brothers. So I'm like, oh, guys, the middle of three brothers, just like Cameron. And it said that this one was the oldest, that Gavin was the oldest brother, and then the little brother. And the little brother's names are actually the same. The little brother's name is the same as Cameron's oldest brother. But when I went to meet the family, the article was wrong, at least according to the article. I don't think that was the real Spencer that I met at the event, because the boy showed up was older than the other two. And when I had to go to Candlelight Vigil, I'm going to be there in a family outing where Candlelight Vigil, I'm going to be there for Gavin's family. And I talked to his mother, and I said, I'm so sorry for your loss. You know, my father lost my two cousins. It's not the same thing as your own children, but he loved them, and he will miss them to the day God calls him home. And I had kid flowers, and was telling her then sad things about losing kids. And she comes over and starts talking, and I say, I knew a family that this would happen to. I said, it breaks my heart this would happen again. And they're just looking at me like, okay, Borikson. I'm like, I'm Borikson. And I hear her say, oh, that's great. And I said, I've seen your family, same family kind of setup. I hear her scream out, Spence. Nothing. Spence. Nothing. Spencer. Nothing. Spencer Jr. And this guy comes over like a drill sergeant, comes all, yeah, he's Spencer. And I went, you're Spencer? I look at this dude who looks nothing like the little boy picture I seen. He was like, yeah, what's it to you? And I'm like, he said, you know someone this happened to? I was like, yeah. And he starts hugging. He hugs me. Okay, without my consent, but it doesn't care. Like, yeah, it's fine. And then he hugs the two ladies and went back, and I said, this dude was the sexiest thing I've ever seen in my life. He was the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life. And I just had this instant dislike for this Spencer. I just don't like him. And I say to him, flat out, you know, I knew someone this happened to. I was like, look, if I couldn't hug Cam, can I hug you? Can't hug Cameron. Can I hug you? He was like, sure. And he started hugging me. I kid you all not. Spencer's hands go down my back, and Spencer starts to try to touch my butt. And I'm like, this is weird. And I kid you not, it went on for 10 minutes. And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is a really weird experience for me. He's staring at my breast. He's not wearing cookies. But this is December. This happened December 4th. 3rd, 4th, 5th, somewhere around December 5th, I believe it was, guys. Sorry. And he's wearing just a hoodie, and this is December. I'm wearing my brother's old jacket because I couldn't find my coat, so one of my brother's old winter coat. That still was cold, but my own hoodie's under it. And I was like, Spencer, not cold? And he's like, no. And then he's just hugging me, and guys, I swear to God, he starts saluting, and I'm like, oh, this is really, really weird. And I'm like, guys, remember, I'm like autistic, and I don't understand human cues the way other people do. And I'm like, yeah, well, this happened to, you know, my friend's cousin. And I was like, did Spencer do it? And it was like staring at me, and the dad comes over, right? And the father starts using profanity, swears and all that on YouTube, and throws a candle on the grass. Doesn't hit the grass, you guys. It hits the ground, shatters, comes up, and cuts my leg. And I was like, oh my God, he comes over, it's Brooks. And okay, this guy is smiling, giggling, laughing. Spencer begins to ask me. Also, guys, I want to add a quick little disclaimer. Because of my name, and I know there is a Canadian actor named Spencer Borkson that has not this video, complete not a coincidence. The guy's name is Spencer. I'm Borkson. It's a complete another coincidence. And I was like, I thought it was so funny when I discovered him. I was like, ha ha ha. He was like, We're a couple name, but anyway, guys, Spencer was really cute. And he began to ask me on dates, and he asked me to go home with him. I had no clue what he meant, and I looked at these two ladies and was like, what, because I stutter too, so I was like, what does he mean? You guys, and usually when I stutter, I cut it out of my videos. You don't hear me stutter 90% of the time because I cut it out. And I'm sitting there stuttering, like, not understanding what he's saying to me, because I'm a little I'm a little unique. I'm like, I don't understand. And he says, well, how about we exchange numbers? I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. And we exchange numbers, and I go back to the ladies, and I tell them, he's hitting on me. And they're like, honey, he's sad. You're breathing into it, your Cameron thing. Like, you're breathing into this. I don't think, no. But guys, this affected me for months. I was having horrific nightmares. It was months. I didn't hear from Spencer for a while, so I thought he just wasn't interested. I started dating somebody else, and when my boyfriend at the time found out about Spencer, he got very jealous. I was like, Mike, why are you jealous? I mean, okay, now with me and Michael would argue and fight about Spencer. You're Spencer behind my back, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous, guys. Anywho, that's the story of how I went to Candle Vigil, and then me and Spence did end up getting together for very short dates, and it for whatever reason, we just didn't work out as a couple. But that is the story how another one of my lover boy's brothers died. Very similar. But guys, I was scared. I was having horrific nightmares. I was having flashes to my childhood crush and his situation to that. Somebody came by and at the neighbor house, and I was like screaming, crying, we gotta leave this house now before it unalives us. My dad was like, this opened no wounds. He said, I warned you about going to that candlelight vigil. He said, I warned you, and I warned you, and I warned you, and you went anyway, and now you're upset. Well, how am I supposed to handle this? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I was crying and worked up to them. Anyway, guys, it was a lot on me. It was a lot, guys. It brought back a lot of things about that Cameron I don't want to know or remember. But at least Spencer showed interest in me. Cameron didn't. And Michael was not happy. He was like, you're cheating on me, basically, with the dude. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, this happened before. And I kind of broke up for a little bit. And I went on a date with Spencer. And then me and Mike calls him, hey, honey. I'm like, what, Mike? I thought we were broken up. And he was like, what? Story for another day. Michael's a story for another day. But if you guys remember to comment, like, share, subscribe, go hit the bell for post notifications. And if I hear anything like your boyfriends are unalivers, I will seriously be blocking and reporting you. Spencer did not do that to his brother. It was weird. And actually, guys, I don't think the Spencer I met is the real Spencer. I think he was a police officer or an investigator pretending to be Spencer. That is my personal belief. There's some things about Spencer I'm not going to tell you guys. Obviously, it's personal stuff, but that was number one. Bye-bye, guys.